Hey everyone! Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more real life stories like this. The first time I realized something was off, I didn't know it yet. We were on the couch, the faint hum of the ceiling fan above us filling the silence. Her phone buzzed again, but she didn't flinch, not even a glance. I had noticed this little pattern before, a subtle tightening of her jaw, a flicker in her eyes. But I told myself I was imagining it. Did you have a good time today? I asked casually, thinking about our plan to grab dinner together later. She smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes. Oh, it was fine, she said, twisting the corner of her mug between her fingers. He's really fun. We went to that new little cafe by the pier. You'd love the pastries. Time froze for me. I blinked. I didn't say anything right away. I watched her talk, the words slipping out like water from a faucet I hadn't noticed was open. She described him, how he laughed, how he held the door for her, how he got the caramel drizzle just right on her latte. I felt my chest tighten, like someone had pressed against my ribs. Her smile, her laughter, they weren't meant for me. And yet, she didn't even notice the way my gaze had hardened, the subtle tremor in my hand as I gripped my coffee cup. I tried to keep calm, to breathe through the panic that was blooming in my chest. But every detail she shared, his jacket, his jokes, the way he looked at her, etched itself into my memory. I wanted to ask, to stop her, to scream, but I stayed quiet. A sudden knock at the window made me jump. Outside, the streetlights flickered in the drizzle, casting long shadows that twisted like questions I didn't want to answer. I realized something then. My life, as I thought I knew it, might be about to shatter, and I had no idea if I was ready to face what came next. That I couldn't sleep that night. My mind replayed every word she said, every laugh that wasn't for me. I kept scrolling through my phone, hoping for some message, some clue that could make this all a mistake. But there was nothing, no accidental texts, no slip-ups, just the echo of her voice describing someone else. By morning, the apartment felt smaller. Even the sunlight seemed like it had betrayed me, spilling across the floor in a way that highlighted the emptiness between us. She was humming in the kitchen when I walked in, moving like nothing had changed. So, are we still on for dinner tonight? I asked, trying to keep my tone light, my voice steady. She glanced at me, her smile warm and casual. I was thinking maybe tomorrow. Tonight, I have plans. Plans. With him. My stomach dropped. I wanted to rage, to throw the mugs against the wall, to demand the truth, but I didn't. I watched her, noting how she tucked her hair behind her ear, how her eyes lit up with excitement, completely unaware of the storm brewing in me. It wasn't until I checked her messages, my curiosity overpowering my restraint, that I saw it. Screenshots of tickets, texts filled with inside jokes I'd never heard, selfies of them together with captions like, "Can't wait to see you again." My chest burned. My hands shook. The betrayal wasn't a rumor anymore. It was reality. She came up behind me, leaning over my shoulder, her phone still in her hand. "What are you looking at?" she asked, casual. I turned slowly, my voice low, almost strangled. Everything. Everything I didn't know I was supposed to see. Her eyes widened, just a fraction, but she didn't speak. She never admitted anything. Just stood there, quiet, letting the tension stretch between us like a rope about to snap. And in that silence, I realized the truth. The person I loved was holding someone else in her heart. And I had a choice to make. Stay and pretend, or finally face the betrayal and decide what I was willing to lose. That evening, she left for her plans. I sat by the window, rain streaking down the glass, and watched the streetlights blur. My mind raced with thoughts I didn't want to have, knowing that when she returned, everything would change. When she walked back in that night, I was waiting in the living room. The apartment smelled faintly of rain and coffee, but it didn't mask the tension thick enough to choke on. She smiled, as if nothing had shifted, as if the day hadn't rewritten everything between us. I stood, trying to steady my voice. "We need to talk." Her smile faltered slightly. "About what?" "About him," I said bluntly, pointing to the space where betrayal had crept in uninvited. "About the date you treated like I wasn't even here. Her eyes widened, and for the first time in weeks, she looked small, real, human. It's not what you think. But I cut her off. No, you don't get to explain this away. I heard everything. I saw everything. And I've realized something. I can't stay in this anymore. The words hung in the air like smoke, thick and suffocating. She tried to step closer, but I held up my hand. Don't. Just don't. I felt a mix of sorrow, rage, and disbelief swirl inside me. Part of me wanted to scream. Part of me wanted to beg. But most of me simply wanted to disappear from the person I thought I knew. She sank onto the couch, silent, finally letting the weight of her actions settle. I didn't shout, didn't plead. I just walked to the door, grabbed my coat, and paused. I loved you, I said quietly, my voice breaking. But love doesn't mean I'll stand by and watch myself be erased. I hope someday you understand what you lost. I left, the rain-slicked streets reflecting the neon of streetlights and the fragments of my own heartbreak. Alone but finally free. Later, I realized that betrayal doesn't just hurt, it teaches. It sharpens your understanding of people, of trust, and of yourself. Painful as it is, it leaves a clarity you can't find in comfort. Life went on, as it always does, and I learned to carry love differently, more cautiously, but also more honestly. If you've ever faced heartbreak or betrayal that left you questioning everything, share your story in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more real, emotional stories that hit deep.